Hello and welcome to Decentralized Health Administration at the Ubrica Project. Today I am very excited because there's great news for you. And as usual, we bring you critical technical knowledge about creating perfect conditions for much needed revolution in the health industry. Much needed revolution in the health industry. That's another statement. Under the new conditions that we are going to create, universal health access will be possible. Everyone in the world, including you and your loved ones, will have access to the best health services available. Health for everyone will be of the highest quality there is in the world, and it will be affordable by all people. That's a statement of purpose. My name is Dr. Masharia Warwenge. I come to you each and every day at 1:30 p.m. East African time from Ubrica Project, located at 1.4 degrees south of equator and 37 degrees east of the central meridian. That's smack right in the southwest suburbs of Nairobi. Today I bring you great news. I have great things to discuss with you. We discuss the session 2 about World Ubricoin Ambassadors scaling cooperative society of Ubricans. When we talk about World Ubricoin Ambassadors scaling cooperative society of Ubricans, ask yourself, am I a Ubricoin ambassador? Am I involved in this digital revolution, which is going to make health affordable for everyone? We'd like you to become an ambassador. And so today we're going to talk more about what the World Ubricoin Ambassadors will be doing and what does it really mean to scale cooperative society of Ubricans. As you know, people who receive Ubricoin, who are trading in Ubricoin, they work in the Ubrica ecosystems, and they form a cooperative society, which the as soon as they get Ubricoin, they are members of the cooperative society of Ubricans, and then they operate to trade in Soko Janja, so that they can make money, bring money to themselves. All these materials, as usual, it's excerpted from Decentralized Health Administration textbook under development by Susan Nyabura Jogona in Ubrica Research and Development Team, including Naomi Ngendo Thotho, Winifred Mule, Abed Nthiani, Anne Mashari, and Frida Butale. Of course, we have a whole team of people leading the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program. And if you want to reach the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program, right, WUAP at ubrica.com, WUAP at ubrica.com. First, the basics. We always have to readdress the basics and say, why is a Ubrica project in existence? Ubrica project strives to solve three fundamental problems of health production in the world. Number one project is the lack of access to health services. Number two is a poor quality of medical services. And number three is high cost of medical services in the world. Now, you can solve these three problems. We have universal access for everyone. And that's what we're talking about. Universal access of the best quality health services that is affordable to all. So access, quality, and cost. Those are the three major problems that we have to deal with. We know, and we have known from our previous discussions, that lack of access to health services occur when people do not have money to go to hospital. Well, if you don't have money, there's no brainer. You're not going anywhere because it takes money to move even 10 kilometers. You have to pay someone to transport you for 10 kilometers. Otherwise, your legs won't do it by themselves, particularly if you are sick. Lack of access also occurs when there is no hospital to go to. So when a hospital is 20 kilometers away, you don't have money, you're even more doomed. Let us say we can solve this problem by putting up minimal health centers that are within walking distance. Poor quality of medical services occur when good knowledge to deal with medical problems is scarce. Knowledge can become scarce if there isn't good quality education. You know that. High cost of medical services in most of the world occur when manufacturing of products that can be used to improve health is stifled. When there's no manufacturing, there's no industrial development. That means there's no job, and of course, everything will be sold at a very high cost because it's shipped from somewhere else. The importation cost and all the taxes that are created by the taxman, that will kill the poor people with costs. We solve the problem of access due to lack of money by creating sokojanja.com, an online retail store where you can sell what you have produced to increase your earning power. Money in your pocket means realized access to health. Ubrica Clinics and Hospitals project ensures physical access to health services. Ubrica Science and Technology Parks create places for translation and commercialization of new and relevant knowledge, ensuring best quality of medical services in the world. Ubrica Biomedical Industrial City promotes local manufacturing of biomedical products, reducing cost of medicines and medical devices, and health services in general, making health unaffordable. Ubricoin, Ubricoin, which is what brings us together. Ubricoin brings all of us together. The UBN itself, the cryptocurrency for universal health access at the right health production in the Ubrica ecosystem. You see how that works as we go along. You can support universal health access by getting and adding Ubricoin to your portfolio of cryptos, or by getting equity in Ubrica project. Get involved. Do not sit on the sidelines of health. Buy and hold at least $10 worth of UBN each and every day, and you'll be supporting the most important and the biggest grassroots revolution for creating health for everyone in the world. You can get even more involved by joining the World Ubricon Ambassador Program, where you might gain deeper knowledge about Ubrica project and continually share that knowledge with people in your circle of influence. As an ambassador, you'll be the bridge between Ubricoin, Ubrica, Sokojanja, and other people in the world. To increase your knowledge on blockchain, cryptocurrencies, Ubrica project, Ubricoin, and Sokojanja, you can take courses at the Academy of Cooperative Society of Ubricans, Academy of the Cooperative Society of Ubricans. For inquiries on how to enroll in the course, write to info@ubrica.com. If you like what you're going on, hit the like button to cement your support, and hit the bell button so that you can subscribe to receive notifications and participate in the chat where share your views on how we can decentralize knowledge in health and medicine. Thank you. Now the news. Today, we're talking about the session 2 of the World Ubricoin Ambassadors Scaling Cooperative Society of Ubricans. Scaling means increasing in numbers. So as we discussed before, part of scaling, particularly scaling the Ubricoin itself, is to get as many people holding the coin. But here we're going beyond people just holding the coins, but also them becoming members of cooperative society through formation of chapters in their specific locations, and then trading on Sokojanja, which increases the utility value of UBN, and then of course working together to create Ubrica retail clinical centers for each. Let's say creating a Ubrica retail clinical center for each chapter. So as a World Ubricoin ambassador, you're responsible for bringing health to your people wherever you are, or you'll be facilitated to bring healthcare by creating a URCC, or Ubrica Retail Clinical Center. But before we go into that, let's just check what's going on. First of all, we are very thankful to everyone who has joined the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program. Thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to have you. And of course, we don't think this work would go on without you as ambassadors. Why? Because the ambassador extends the UBN to the people all the way down to the village or the smallest remote location in the world. As we said yesterday, one of your major roles as an ambassador will be to help organize people in your sphere of influence into a local chapter of the Cooperative Society of Ubricans. So you have a local chapter of the CSU. The chapter so formed will mobilize and educate people about UBN. So it's very, very important that you work it as a chapter with your people to mobilize and educate them about UBN. As you can see, as an ambassador, we're creating a permanence of your footprint in your location and a permanence of your influence, greater influence for you, facilitated by UBN. You will also mobilize and teach people about Soko Janja, and you mobilize and teach people about Ubrica project. More specifically, the very, very important project that you want to focus on, besides say Sokojanja itself, the very important project that you focus on in your location is the URCC, or Ubrica Retail Clinical Center. And you want to see how your chapter will work to create and own the URCC. So your chapter will create and own the URCC with the help of the Ubricoin, because Ubricoin is currency. Now your former chapter reaches about 1,000 people, then you're justified to have a URCC which you own and manage. Okay. The ambassador and members of the chapter so formed will familiarize with the Ubrica's mission and vision and goals, of course, so that we can work together. The chapter will work closely with the Ubricoin program staff to create strategies for future development. The chapter will educate people or people in the chapter Yeah, people about UBN, Sokojanja, and Ubrica projects, including URCC, USDPs, and BMIC. Now, here is where the rubber hits the road. For you as an ambassador, you will help um, at least 100 people join the chapter each month. That's not so difficult because supposing you live in a community where there's a church, or you own the church, or you're the bishop of the church, or pastor in the church, it's very, very easy for you to get 100 people each month getting to UBN. More importantly, you want to help the same people create uh, Ethereum wallets, 100 people each month. So if you have 100 people each month creating an Ethereum wallet, and the same people, 100 people buying at least 2 UBN by sending ETH to UBN main contract address. So this means that you're going to do three things for this at least 100 people. This means that you can do 1,000 people, at which point you qualify very fast to get a URCC. 1,000 people. Now we're saying 100 people per month. That means it will take you 10 months. If you're doing the most basic, that's 100 people. But if you're getting a lot of, you're getting 20 people here and there, it's still very good. But let's strive to get at least 100 people per month joining the chapter. Remember, chapter registration is only 2 UBN. Of course, you can buy 2 UBN from the UBN main contract by sending ETH. That's really is very important. Why I'm saying this is because it's by doing that you learn how to transact. People can buy as many UBN as possible, but buy at least 2 UBN by sending ETH to main contract for you become a member. So that is not very, very expensive, and that you want to make sure people get. After that, then we shall send you instructions on what to do when people are there. The main thing after getting in is to enroll into Sokojanja and start trading. Now, if you have the 100 people enrolling into Sokojanja each month, this means that we have a lot of people on Sokojanja, and those people have to learn how to post things, pictures of their produce, products, services, and they register first of all as merchants. When they register as merchants, then they can post whatever they produce. And then if you have 100 people, some people will start shopping. Let's say we have mm, 100 ambassadors, and those 100 ambassadors, each one of them has 100 people on Sokojanja. You can be sure that trading is going to begin. Trading is going to be Sokojanja is going to allow people to trade in cryptos, like you can buy in UBN, even other cryptos like the Bitcoin and all the altcoins. You can use those for shopping. But then it is also going to allow you to use fiat currency. And we want Sokojanja to preferably, of course, the idea is to help put money in pockets of local people. So we cannot restrict the currencies that they're going to use. But if you have UBN, you'll be very happy to use your UBN for shopping, particularly those people who received UBNs in the beginning of the year during the giveaway. So the ambassador and his community or chapter will monitor community feedback, help to solve problems at the local level. And if there are problems that are not solvable at the local level, even if problems are solvable, they need to be documented and then escalate any discovered problems to the World Ubricoin Ambassador Program Office in Nairobi for sharing with and for teaching other chapters around the world. Now, we say it again. Let me say this once more, that a chapter that is very, very active will have its own URCC. URCC is a Ubrica Retail Clinical Center. And so let us focus first of all for getting people. If the chapter gets about 1,000 members, that chapter will have a URCC. So let's go on high gear. Let's put this into very, very active mode. Let us get people into local chapters, and we're going to be along the way, all the way with you, helping you to create a chapter. Each local chapter of the Cooperative Society of Ubricans, like we said yesterday, will have 9 committees for co-creating solutions with local members. The committees will include, and I'll tell you again, a committee on chapter administration, This committee should conduct activities associated with effective operation of the chapter. Why? Because this committee will support the ambassador and the whole chapter to make the chapter very, very effective and efficient. Committee on membership. This committee should develop and implement comprehensive plan for recruitment and retention of members into the chapter. We're saying this is the committee on membership that will allow or will let the chapter gain as many members as 1,000 so that a URCC construction can be possible. And of course, it means that for us to be able to construct URCC using UBN, we have to get as many active users of UBN as possible, even people trading the UBN on Sokojanja, buying things and selling things using UBN, and that is what it needs to be. So the committee of membership needs to work and even train people. The work of recruitment includes explaining to people what the Ubricoin is, and particularly the URCC. It is by training people how to trade on Sokojanja that we shall retain members into the chapter. It is by training people how to use Sokojanja effectively that we shall retain members in the chapter. Now, because the ambassador program, the chapters span many, many countries in the world, people in one country will be able to produce things that they can sell to other countries so long as we are all in the same ecosystem. The chapters of the Cooperative Society of Ubricans. So we're buying things from each other as members of the chapter. Then we have a committee on public relations. This committee should develop and implement plans to provide the public with information about the Society of Ubricans and promote the chapter activities. So the work of the public relations committee is to make sure that people know, particularly people in the local public. Well, we have people say in a place like Kagodoine in Nyeri, and the public relations office or committee has to let the people know, maybe announcing through churches, through other organizations, through other through things like birthday parties, all these social activities, to inform people about chapter activities. So don't be quiet, make everyone know. The committee on health. As you said yesterday, this committee is very, very important and should conduct activities associated with using Ubricoins to pay for improvement of health for the chapter members. This means whether it's money for helping to prevention of diseases activities, screening, and all that will be available for this for this health committee. Because there's enough UBN for this, let us find these committees forming and doing activities, and they have to report. As an ambassador, you have to make sure that people are doing what they say they are doing with the money. Committee on health. As we said, it is going to take care of the health of the members. Committee on housing. Again, this committee should conduct activities associated with helping members to obtain affordable housing. Let no one live in a slum anymore. Let people work modalities of using UBN to purchase houses for the chapter members. That is quite possible when we do this thing together. It is possible to eradicate slums, particularly the big slum here in Kenya is known as Kibera, and another one. Nairobi has three major slums that we enjoy. We should finish them by getting our members, holders of UBN, very, very active, even to the point that they're able to buy houses and sell houses using UBN. What about Committee on Education? We have Committee on Education. This committee should conduct activities associated with raising awareness about how to use UBN for scholarships to pay for good schools for members seeking to further their education. Anyone who wants to get more education should be able to pay for school with UBN. But that's not going to happen unless there is a chapter that is actively working this and committee. And of course, if you form your committee, your chapter, and it must have a committee on education. The job of this committee on education is to raise awareness that UBN is money and it should be used for paying for education because there's enough money we can make, digital money, for doing this. There's enough UBN that we have set aside for education. So the Committee on Education should work to ensure all members and their children get the best education available in the region, okay, or in the location, wherever they are. So then Committee on Youth Affairs, this committee should conduct activities associated with youth activities. Well, should conduct activities associated with youth affairs, the young people, teenagers, maybe adolescents. They have a lot of needs, but when they're not addressed, adolescents tend to go crazy, they go wild. So it's very, very important that committee makes sure that the youth remain focused and not engaged in crime. Youth must continually focus on education and professional development. The Committee on Youth Affairs must create jobs or things to do for the youth, not just games, actual jobs, like, maybe a coffee area. Teach the youth how to do so many different things until they get to know about them. Then you have Committee on Social Affairs. This committee should conduct activities associated with birthdays, baby showers, weddings, funerals, religious events, and any other social functions, to make sure people stay together. And it's during this social function, the Committee on Public Affairs as well can communicate the importance of getting into a chapter of the corporate society of Ubricans. Then Committee on Transnational Migration. Again, we said this yesterday. Transnational migration is very, very important. When people move to a new country, they're really scared because they don't understand anything. There's some people who go to countries where people speak completely different language. You can go to the Middle East, everyone is speaking in Arabic, and then you came from Kenya. You don't know what's happening. A lot of people go to Europe, they enter into a country like Germany, France, Switzerland, Sweden, all that, and they came from an English speaking country. They don't know what to do with the language. I had this problem when I went to France. It's very, very tough. Yeah, to go to a country where people speak to you in other language. Now we have in Kenyans going to China, other people going to Japan. Japan is receiving a lot of people from Africa, particularly the highly educated and studying biochemistry, biology, molecular biology, stuff like that. Japan is very big in that, and they are. Once you arrive to Japan, you have to learn Japanese language. Of course, it's tough. So we need a committee on migration where, if you're in such a country, you get somebody who can help you go through the initial landing problems. Because landing problems, so you don't crash, land, and burn, as it happens to some people. So as you see, we have 9 good committees that is, and besides talking about Ubricoin, and the Soko Janja, you have a lot of work to do as an ambassador. Very interesting work, I might say, to help you settle the people down. All right, yeah, so that everyone feels happy, and of course, all the chapter members get to know other members of other chapters, and the entire cooperative society of Ubricans members, call them Ubricans. They get to know one another all over the world because of the good job you're gonna do. So let us say the work here is far beyond trading Ubricoin. The work here is to build a society that is going to be using Ubricoin as a medium of exchange and utility token to help build the healthcare system. And we're saying that every chapter will have uh, a URCC. Every chapter will have a URCC, that's a Ubrica Retail Clinical Centers. And those Ubrica Retail Clinical Centers are guaranteed by Ubricoins that already existing. There is enough Ubricoin for many, many chapters in the world who will have URCC. So as an ambassador, you have a very, very important role to bring access to health services to your community, to bring good quality of medical services to your community, and to lower the cost of medical services for your community. That's a supremely important job. So I'm very, very excited that you're taking it very, very seriously. And of course, you're paid for this work, and you'll earn a lot more than what you could get paid in UBN. Let us work together. As we said again, our job is to solve 3 fundamental problems of health production in the world, including lack of access to health services, the poor quality of medical services, and high cost of medical services. So as an ambassador, you are right in the center of this. And so today, we're going to stop there, but today I would like to emphasize one thing, as we have learned, that one of your major roles as an ambassador is to help organize people in your sphere of influence or your circle of influence into a local chapter of the Cooperative Society of Ubricans. The chapter so formed will mobilize and educate people about Sokojanja, UBN, and Ubrica projects. And so that chapter, not only will it help to train, educate people about UBN, Sokojanja, and Ubrica projects, that chapter will also have 9 committees, as you have said: the Committee on Chapter Administration, the Committee on Membership, the Committee on Public Relations, Committee on Health, Committee on Housing, Committee on Education, Committee on Youth Affairs, Committee on Social Affairs, and Committee of Transnational Migration. Yes. So if now you can now help solve these problems to become by becoming an ambassador. Of course, everyone should buy Ubricoin and add them to their portfolio of cryptos by getting equity or by getting equity in Ubrica project. Let us all get involved. Let us buy and hold and tell everyone in your neighborhood or in your circle of influence to buy and hold $10 worth of UBN each and every day. And you'll be supporting the most important and biggest grassroots revolution for creating health for everyone in the world. And by buying those $10 worth of UBN, someone becomes automatically a member of the Cooperative Society of Ubricans. Now, the question is, which chapter does it belong to? Now, we're going to be sending messages in Telegram to ask people to find their local chapters, find the people in your neighborhood you who are actually holding UBN. And we right now have about 113,000 people on Telegram group. Let us all find people close by and we work with them together to form the local chapter. Now, as an ambassador, you can look at the Telegram group, our Telegram group, Ubricoin of Ubrica official Telegram group, and see who is in your neighborhood and get those people in to your network and start working together. Now, although we are in a cyberspace where there is no geolocation or geopolitical location, it is very, very important for people to also have a geolocation because you get to meet and know each other physically by either meeting at somebody's house or meeting at a restaurant or meeting at a school, meeting at a church, wherever you meet, you have these meetups with people in your location, and those meetups have to be chapterized. We form a chapter for those meetups so that everyone gets to know everyone else. We get to know one another and we belong into the same organization that is grounded on cryptos, particularly for building universal health access because health affects all of us, everyone. We have equal opportunity for getting sick. Bacterias and parasites and fungi and even cancer, they don't choose who they're going to attack. They attack everyone. The problem is the outcome is different depending on how much money one has in his pocket. So we have equal opportunity for getting disease, but we don't have equal outcomes of the disease. The only way to deal with that outcome is by making sure that we're all working together to recognize the disease. Now, you can learn more about everything that's happening in your Ubrica project by joining the Academy of the Cooperative of Ubricans, Academy of the Cooperative of Society of Ubricans. Now, in the Academy, we'll be rolling out courses over time. Those courses have to be paid because we need instructors to teach those courses. People have to be willing to pay at least one ETH per course. One ETH is goes to about $200. Not expensive. If you feel it's too cheap, you can tell us to increase the price for the course so that we can afford to pay more instructors. And that would mean that you pay 3 ETH, 4 ETH, something like that. But for now, one ETH is sufficient to pay for you for 8-week course. All right. So to know more about that, you can write to info@ubrica.com, info@ubrica.com, or call +254 755 844 017 +254 755 844 017. Thank you so much. I hope that you have learned important thing about how to participate in the ambassador program, and we look forward to having you tomorrow. Let's meet and discuss on the Telegram group. Thank you so much, and we're gonna end this session now.